All right, let's begin. Your mission today: master the arsenal of Japanese sequential conjunctions. This is going to require your undivided attention. You've probably asked yourself this, haven't you? Does Japanese really need this many ways to say so? It feels excessive. Let's just run through some of the usual suspects. You've got Dakara.
Then there's Manod.
And Shitagates, and SoCode. The list just seems to go on and on. Now let's put that up against the tools you're probably used to in English.
See, in English, we get by with and, so, then, maybe therefore if we're feeling formal. So what's the deal? Why is Japanese so specific, so granular? Well, today we are going to bring order to this chaos. We will organize this entire arsenal by its structure and its unique character. So listen up.
Here is our mission briefing. We will advance through these 5 phases to achieve complete and total mastery. Do not fall behind.
Phase 1. You must first grasp why this is so critical. Why these seemingly small words are the absolute key to logical, powerful communication.
Take a look at this. It was raining. I was at home. What does that even mean? Was I at home because of the rain? Or was it just a rainy day and I happened to be home anyway? Or maybe it was raining, but I decided to stay in for other reasons. The relationship is completely ambiguous, it's weak, it's vague.
Now, in English, saying it was raining, I stayed home, naturally implies cause and effect. But Japanese, with its flexible word order, doesn't work that way. Without a conjunction, your clear, logical report degrades into literature. It ceases to be an explanation. Understand this fundamental point. Japanese is a language that demands you make the relationship between your thoughts explicit.
Phase 2. It's time to analyze your equipment. And make no mistake, these are not just different flavors of the word so. They are distinct tools for distinct battlefield conditions. We classify them into 4 main categories.
These are your 4 primary weapon systems: the reason type, the development type, the inference and decision type, and the logical organization type. Now we will break down the tactical characteristics of each one.
First up, the reason type. The structure is simple. A reason leads directly to a result. But the key difference here is what I call emotional temperature. Dakara can carry heat. It can be emotional. Naraba is cooler, more polite, more formal. And then there's kara, which is highly subjective. It's often used for making excuses, like trailing off with, well, because I was busy. It's a dangerous tool in the wrong hands. Use it with extreme caution.
Second, the development type. This is all about the flow of events. Suruto is for pure observation, a simple description of what happened next. Sokode is for your countermeasure. It signals a moment of insight or a decisive action. Sorekara is a light progression, just moving on to the next thing. And Soshite, that's for the grand narratives. He stood up, and then he drew his sword. It's epic. It has weight.
Third is the inference and decision type. This is all about the speaker, about you. It takes a given condition and establishes your resolve. The situation is dire. In that case, we will fight. It signals determination and responsibility. Now, don't confuse this with the weaker Nara, which is often used to give advice without taking any ownership. If the situation is dire, well, maybe you should quit. Pathetic.
And fourth, the logical organization type. This is for cold, hard, objective statements. The data is insufficient. Accordingly, re-verification is necessary. You cannot shout shitagate. It's a calm, declarative word. Yotte is even more formal, almost like the official voice of the state. Therefore, this law is hereby promulgated. It's absolute.
Phase 3. We now address a frequent, sloppy error, a mistake that instantly flags a writer as a novice. Pay close attention because we are going to eradicate this from your work for good.
Here's the common mistake. This system has a problem. Therefore, it needs improvement. The budget is insufficient. Therefore, reform is necessary. This overuse, this constant signposting is amateurish. It makes you sound like a child. Of course, using 0 conjunctions is also a mistake. It turns your report into a confusing poem. The point is balance. Use them with surgical precision when necessary and only when necessary.
Phase 4. Advanced tactics. This is what separates the grunts from the true commanders. You will now learn to feel the temperature of these words and wield them with lethal precision.
Observe this experiment. You can absolutely shout, Dakara. You can fill it with passion, with anger. Now try to shout, shitagate. Go on, try it. You can't. It's logically impossible. It's a cold word. Naraba has the feeling of a battle cry in a role-playing game. Soshite feels like the credits are about to roll. These words aren't just about logic. They carry emotional heat.
Now, let's see this in action. The premise is always the same. Conjunctions are complicated. If you say, Dakara, I will study, it's a simple reason. If you say, Sokode, I will study, it's a strategy, a clever move. Shitagate, I will study, is a cold, logical conclusion. Naraba, I will study, is a declaration of your resolve. And Soshite, I will study, frames it as the next great chapter in your story. The action is identical, but your entire stance, your position, your intent changes with that one single word. That is the power you are here to command.
And now, the final phase, the debriefing. It is time to sear the core of this mission into your memory. This is the ultimate takeaway. Let me be absolutely clear. A sequential conjunction is not a lazy substitute for so. It is the precise tool you use to define the strength of your logic, the stance of your argument, the direction of your narrative, and the emotional temperature of your entire statement. They are instruments of control over language.
So, conjunctions are complicated. Therefore, Dakara, we organize them. In that case, Naraba, you will master their use. And then, Soshite, you will realize that Japanese is a fascinating language. Accordingly, Yotte, your next directive is to watch the next transmission. Dismissed.